I'm Jaden Partridge, and I'm going to be talking about diagnosing ADHD. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder that is diagnosed in one's childhood. It is most common in children and usually persists into adulthood. What does ADHD look like, you may ask? Well, there are three types that go into ADHD. One being inattentiveness, which it includes not paying attention, losing focus, not completing tasks, and being forgetful. The other is hyperactivity and impulsiveness, which includes fidgeting, excessive movement, talking too much, interrupting or intruding on conversations, and combined type, which is a mixture of both. Before diagnosing ADHD, the doctor or primary care physician has to do an evaluation to see if ADHD is what you have, along with questionnaires of symptoms that have to be checked off because there have to be several symptoms present to conclude it as ADHD. Medical and family history also has to be made because ADHD can run in families and have genetic factors. For me, I can attest to this because I was diagnosed with ADHD in the first grade and was prescribed medication that I still take today as a 20-year-old. Getting the right diagnosis by a doctor is important because because not getting the right diagnosis can lead to overlooking symptoms for conditions that you may not have, such as learning or mood disorders, anxiety, depression, substance use, among other things. And misdiagnosing and overlooking symptoms can have long-term effects if you're diagnosed with something that you don't have. And that can include getting the wrong treatment. So if you were to have depression and get diagnosed with ADHD, and you get ADHD medication instead of medication for depression, it's not going to be effective because it's not what you have. So doctors really need to take all the necessary steps and go through the whole process of diagnosing. As you get older, the symptoms a child may have had and what they have as they get older may look different. Children usually struggle with hyperactivity, impulsiveness, and inattentiveness. As they get older, one of those types may have lessened and the others may still be present. So they may have lost the inattentive aspect but still have the hyperactivity and impulsiveness. And there are strategies and techniques that can be used to substitute for medication if medication is no longer needed. And that includes taking breaks and moving around when you start feeling restless, organizing and decluttering the space around you so you avoid distractions, practicing breathing techniques. Deep breathing is important because if you start feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated, it can lead to frustration and not completing tasks. Focusing on one thing at a time. People with ADHD already have poor time management skills, and so focusing on one thing at a time will be very beneficial. Reducing or eliminating sugar intake, smoking, alcohol use is also beneficial because if you are taking an ADHD medication is a stimulant, and so having sugar or caffeine in the mix of that is not going to do you any good. And probably the most important strategy, I think, is talking to others, having a support system. ADHD is not curable. It's something that is a lifelong condition, and being in the work environment, being around people, neurotypicals who do not have ADHD, it's going to be a challenge working in the same space, because they don't have the same struggles as you. So having loved ones, family, friends, coworkers, whoever you have close to you, it is very important that you keep them in the knit, because you're going to need that support, and you're going to need people around you who are sympathetic to what you have. And having that support is what's going to set you up for success.